Well, my solution is bring
They
back
need
the
to bring
rapid
back
response
the hand.
No,
and the
if
Rangers.
happens
So I just
a
came home last Monday and had so much stuff happening. I work on a cruise ship. I just on vacation.
Not everyone that's in the prison that is guilty, but we have a university center criminal.
I saw a video recently on YouTube of a 10-year-old boy shouting at his mother, even hitting her. He actually slapped her when she tried to correct him, telling her she has no respect for him. I can tell you now they were not West Indian because he got away with it. Where we're from, to even raise your voice at your parent will guarantee you a swift slap to the face and a sure lesson in respect for your elders. Hi, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez and welcome to another episode of Solutions. Answers from the people, simple solutions offered by St. Lucians. The scenario I described earlier was actually part of a popular TV show featuring a mother who had no control of her child. While many people would say something like that would never happen in this country, I fear that we are actually quickly losing the control and discipline we had in our youth. We see it on the streets every day in the way young people interact with adults. We ask the people, what is your solution to children disrespecting and cursing adults in the public? Let's hit the streets and hear what the people had to say.
Well, the solution will have to come with us as adults, because even me, I can take blame that sometimes somebody talking to you and you have young ones by you and the way you respond with no respect. So that's what the children, poor job, they come in now and that's what they seeing, like no respect. And even the adults, the ministers in the house insulting each other. That's what they're seeing. So for that change to come about, it don't have to start with the kids. It have to start with us, the adults, the big ones. They're starting to respect one another, put respect into place, and then it will follow. Because if you bring respect, especially in the home, we start respecting one another in the home. We teach our children to respect, love in the home. It will branch out into the community. And we in the community should know the future is the children is the future. So let's watch and what we do around the children. Let's watch what we say to people around the children. It's not the children really that's the problem, you know. It's what they see, what they come and see in the society. So right now there's the adults coming down that have to change that.
That's happening a lot these days. When we raised it wasn't like that. Now it's a different thing. What's my solution? Well, you have to leave them alone. Don't tell them nothing.
Just leave them.
Leave them alone. You can't tell them nothing. If they don't have respect for you, what you will say? You can't say nothing for them.
My solution is always the same. One word: Jesus. If a lot of young people give their lives to Christ, and in doing so, finding out what it really means to do that, then they wouldn't have the wrong impression of doing so, and they wouldn't be afraid to do so. And young people are very impressionable. They emulate a lot of what they see, at a very tender age. So we have to realize that even if this is not the entire source of the problem, but we the grown-ups need to do a better job of setting a better example.
I cannot even picture my children doing such. Reason for that, the way that I'm trying my best to raise them, in spite of that I vex with anybody or I'm in any problems with anybody, as I've said to my children, anybody that I am involved in any problem with, they should stay away completely. So I'm trying my best to bring up my children in the best way that I can, so that when people speak to them, they will immediately obey them and do the necessary things that they are supposed to do and to respect the people, in spite of how their mother wants to be, or in spite of I am not speaking to that particular person, or whether I do not know the person at all. Whenever the person speaks to them, it is something bad I believe that they are doing is wrong. That is why the person spoke to them. They are supposed to do the correct thing immediately.
Kids who have no respect for adults in public, I think those kids, first it starts at home. Respect starts at home, and if the parents themselves take a stand to teach children how to respect adults on general, then and police should probably lock them up too, because it's getting out of hand with the young people.
Like I know before, when parents used to discipline children, you find out the other neighbors used to support. But now you do not find that anymore. I think we need to bring that back. We need to bring that back where we can support each other. For example, if you beat your child, I'm supposed to encourage a child because you're doing something bad. That's why your parents or your mother, your father beating you. Sometimes you do not find that. Now, even sometimes you find in a home too, you find the parents are very divided in a home, and that makes it very difficult for the children, to behave the way they're supposed to behave. And I believe if mothers and fathers come together, you understand, if daddy says one thing, mother's supposed to stick to that. If mommy says something, daddy's supposed to stick to that. And I believe our children will be much better. Although sometimes the system right now that we have now has making it difficult for parents now, but I still believe if mothers and fathers put their heads together, I believe we can have a better children. And so my solution is that we try to bring back the old fashion. I know sometimes people might say, well, it doesn't make sense, but I feel if you look at the old time fashion and now the modern time fashion, you see there's a lot of disrespect. Even sometimes with the law we have now, giving children more power or authority than their mothers and fathers in the home. Can you believe a child can call a police at your own home that you give them to secure them, and the police can come and arrest you, and the child is in the house, and because of the child's bad behavior? I find that it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But we have to learn to live with it. We have to learn to find a way to deal with it, to have our better children. And I believe my solution is mother and father should come together. Let me put that in the Creole style. Maka kwe si nous point manière parents nous te lever nous longtemps, maman et papa mettent tête ensemble, il can primer pour nous mener nous en la manière qui est supposée, il can nous can primaire nation, primaire génération et bon maman qui ni bonne manière. C'est ça me quoi. Solution pour c'est maman et papa mettent tête ensemble et puis pour les mamans disent bail, papa a supporté, les papas disent bail, maman a supporté. C'est maman là pas qu'elle veut faire ça yo veut. Merci un peu.
Well, I believe is the way they brought up at the home. You see, the parents did not teach them the correct things at home at the first instance, and they grew up with the same thing in them. So as a result, they can't be better off. Well, again, it's the parents again that talk to them, because not the teachers, because the teachers cannot correct the children for the parents. They can assist, but the first responsibility is the parents at home, and plus the young ones, the older ones have to be a role model for them at the first instance, and I think that's the solution.
Again, I will say these children are so stubborn. There are some of them you could probably talk to one who will realize that they disrespect you and they will tell you, well, they are sorry. But some of them, I've done it, seen them walking on the street and they talk loud or, being vulgar, and would say, come on, ladies, you've never heard of ladies should be seen and not heard? And there are one or two that would just curse me, that the one that curse, and the other one would say, no, that's not nice, that's a big lady, we shouldn't say that to her. That's why I'm saying some of them can be male, and I think they could be example to their peers. Like if four of them in a group and two realize, well, it's a mistake, I think the other two can follow and realize it's a mistake and it can be corrected. It's a matter of joining them together and counseling them. I'll still put counseling. It will help.
Ça pas bon, ça fait mon jeune maman la pas capoter grand monde respect. Ça va bon, ça pas bon, ça va pas, ça croiser pays. Because en place moins, nous bien ça. Maman pas capoter grand monde respect. J'en longtemps de capoter grand monde respect, mais j'ai après ça pas connaître ça. Yo pas connaître ça. Moi même pas ça qui ça gouvernement fait pour ça. Ma même savent moi because bagay ka regarder wet simplicity avec moun pas capoter grand monde ten respect pour grand monde. Les monte lever ti maman moi les maman nous te faire nous ba maman te faire nous ba maman te agir bat nous encore grand monde te bat nous maman te agir bat nous encore et que après ça sous bat maman elle a gosse maman ka vle goumer pour sous bat c'est chaud et que ça pas bon c'est ça quand gosse maman elle a fait ces bagages ça qui pas bon.
These were just some of the solutions from the people. We'll take a break now. When we come back, more solutions. Welcome back to Solutions. We asked the people for their solution to children disrespecting and cursing adults in public.
My child will not be able to disrespect anybody in public because I've trained her. I'll keep on training her, talking to her to make sure she do the right thing. All right? That's what the parents of nowadays, I would say, have to do. Because the parents of nowadays is no example to their children. That's why a lot of the children these days don't have no respect. They dress in the same way. They're doing all sort of things the same way. And the same people who telling you children nowadays, that's a ridiculous statement. It ain't making no sense for you making a statement like that. Because most of the children in this country do not have no respect. Why they don't have? Sometimes it could be the mother alone who do have no respect for her own daughter or boys or whatever it is, compared to the father. If the father is with them, if the father trying to correct the children, the mother always has something to try, and that's why you find a lot of single mothers because of the attitude of some of the parents, some of the mothers. Now, if you have mothers who are allowing the father to deal with the children accordingly, discipline them, etc., then you will have good, respectable students. But the moment you don't, you can't get that. And you find single mothers alone, have to take care of their child, go and work, do all sort of things. That's why you'll always find that problem. Now, what to my mind, what should be done in this country, and since all this disrespect is part of discipline, etc., etc. So what we need to be done is to introduce certain aspects of development, like human and social development, be taught in the school curriculum, which falls on all different categories of conflict resolution, strategies and skills, group dynamics. It falls on family life education, sex education, and all aspects of human development. Now, if that is being introduced in the school curriculum, right, and have some kind of social gathering or social lecture to the single parents or both parents in order to be able to train there, all right? You have that in all the districts in St. Lucia, and from there you'll get a nation of good, disciplined, respectable nation, because never too late to do anything, all right? If you start now, better yet. If you start tomorrow, even better yet. Okay, it's never too late to do whatever. But the whole solution is that's what should be done in order to. So I'm just calling on the mothers and even the fathers to have more respect, especially those who are not together and they have to feed their children. Whenever you have to have the father to have time for their children, and mothers so do the same to their fathers. So at least, even though you all break up, but at least that will enable the child or the children to develop in a more respectable person. Every little boy, every big will have more respect for them. So I'm just calling on all parents who have ill-disciplined children to try and get some kind of social training. Even the Ministry of Youth and Sports or the Ministry of Transformation to organize or gender relation, to organize seminars, lectures, etc. for the parents, all right, of this society, and then from there you'll see where we're coming from and where we're going to.
Well, parenting starts at home, and they're supposed to be disciplined at home. They need to be taught that, and if they learn to respect their parent, then they will respect others, and the parents need to instill that in them to let them know that they need to respect persons. As it says, a community, it takes a community to raise a child. So the children on the whole need to be guided, like be guided, like-minded. As I said, they need to be taught. Well, the schools are there to help the church and persons along the way. I mean, I will not say there are persons that are not unruly, you know, but the kids nowadays, I mean, it's a hard work with them. We need to seek counsel from God, and we need to be patient with them also.
I feel to myself that children must have manners, discipline, and educate, and they must bring big people respect. That's what God said. You have to honor people, cherish them, and love them.
Kids who haven't got no respect for adults is their parents. But some parents cursing their children, and you know, it goes on until generation upon generation. That's all I have to say. Well, solution for now, we facing how I will say it. We, as the Bible said, we are coming to an end, and prophecy must fulfill. So we have to get all them troubles in this world today. Yeah, it's natural because we have Satan working in the midst of us.
Well, they didn't have any home training, or their parents didn't teach them any better while they were growing up. Yeah, I think that's the main core of the problem. Train them and teach them the better way, the right way to do things. Yeah, in society.
C'est mama isa jodi you pa grow up go mama papa my peace let me they grow up mama papa and 6 o'clock go inside and listen to your grandmother, your grandparents. My father used to beat me after 6 o'clock. I see my sister come in, trouble on the square a long time ago. Now the children have no respect because they're vulgar, because what their mother teach them long ago, they cannot adjust the children to that because they lose the culture. A simple thing, you know what I mean? Long ago children is better. The solution is like come back to the old time. A simple thing. Your mother say good morning, good afternoon, and be respectable. Listen to the elders and just be nice. That's how I grew up, you know. Okay. And it's like a simple thing.
Thank you. I think some of our parents, they don't teach us any respect, and the parents curse each other, they curse their children. So that's why nowadays children have no respect for grown-ups, their parents, nobody, even the teachers sometimes they curse the teacher at school.
In my days growing up, I had fun. When it comes to respect, I have that. But children nowadays don't have that at all. So I don't know what's wrong with Solutions, especially the kids nowadays. I don't know what's wrong with them. If it's the food we're giving them, I don't know. But I don't know. Very, 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 very out of order. Our Lucian children is very out of
children. No respect. It's true they have no respect. What can I say? You know, maybe etiquette and mannerisms, contains to that, that's what I feel. And they bringing the young mothers, have not paved the way for them in the right directions.
Depuis mon plan respect pour la loi, pas respect pour la vie, pas respect pour rien, faut que fini. Moi, je crois que c'est la solution qui ni, parce que on la honte de la terre, pas respect. Et maman là, on question qui ni raison parce que le mal élevé, maman de la cabane raison. Donc, je faut que fini maman, faut que fini papa parce que il peut élever, faut que fini là aussi. C'est ça.
The solution I see for the young people here in St. Lucia is that the moms should lead them to Christ at an early age. And let them know that Jesus is the one who delivers, who saves, and can satisfy their lives. Because many times they go astray and they don't know what they're doing sometimes. But if we lead them at an early age, then they can know the way to respect human beings and everybody else.
Most of our young people in the various secondary schools, their parents are young, pretty young, probably in the late 20s or early 30s. And I think the normal respect that was placed in some of us like me from our foreparents, we drop it. They say that the world changed, but there's nothing like change of world. It's just change of principles. That is what it is. So they themselves have not insert any good into these young children, which they do not have, they themselves. So that is why we have that problem with these young people nowadays. So I think what we need to do is to go back to the principle of our foreparents, what they lived by back then, maybe in the 60s or the 50s. Yeah, go back to that and then start putting it into our children. What you put into the child, that is what the child will have to put into the offsprings. So I think that is what we have to do, is go back to that. Unless we do that, we'll always have a problem. But the fact of the matter is, I am a minibus operator, and it's like when you try to insert a little principle as to how do a child should embark and disembark a bus, you have the parents that will say, I want my child sit down by me. Now that child will hear that. Now, children, they learn pretty well, and the parents are what they look after. they will say anything that they hear from the parents, or they will behave according to what they see in the parents. So when they behave like that on the bus, now you get that tomorrow the mother or the father is not there. When you tell the child, look here, can you come and sit right there? The child will respond, no. You'll wonder why. That is what is inserted into the child. So I deeply believe that if we go back to our foreparents' principle, the way they lived, I think if we start putting it back into our children of today, the whole world will change back to a better place.
I think they should be disciplined, and then the authorities should take more action about that.
Well, I feel the youths of today have to get a little bit more conscious, you know. Yeah, look into the future, you know, because like for reality, the youths them gone astray, you know. Yeah, I don't know what is the problem, if it's the times we are living in, prophecies or what, but the youths have to be aware, you know, especially. The solution, wow, what I could say. I don't know. Really and truly, I don't know the solution. I don't know if it's like involve them in some sports activities or something. I got to find something more progressive to do, you know.
More solutions coming up after this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're staying on the youth, their alternate lifestyles. Youth nowadays are adopting all kinds of lifestyles that seem foreign to the average St. Lucian. And of course, anything new, different, out of the norm comes with its related problems and issues. So we hit the streets for the people's take. We asked, what is your solution to the issues related to the alternate lifestyles of youth? Let's go to the streets.
Problem right now there is with the government, okay, and what they allow in this country. That coming with all things like television, what the children see on TV. Right now there's been portrayed to them that being a gay, lesbian is okay. So, but when we were growing up, like when I was young, I know is man to a woman, just like nature showing you, the sun, the moon, cat, you know, is man to a woman. But now they're teaching a lifestyle where the gay right now that it's okay, but righteously we know that's not right, you know. It's not right. We shouldn't allow the children right now to be on that gay, on that homosexual, especially in schools. In schools, we shouldn't allow that. Right now that will spoil the society, and righteousness that uplifts a nation. So if right now there we have devil, that's devil, the real devil activities, you know. If we allow that into the schools, my God, what kind of society we'll have? The prisons will not have enough people. I mean, it's just sad right now. Then that's the reality, you know, because we've seen it everywhere, gays, you know, but that's not right, right? What's the solution? Right now they're going to the laws of creation, of God, where the system fight it, where we don't accept it, we don't make it okay, where we are accepting that. We should put ban on that. We shouldn't even accept that in the country.
Solution, I don't give a damn if who turn lesbian and gays, because right about now I live alone and I don't want a man in my life. Watch what I do. Okay? And have a nice day. Bye-bye. What they do, that's their life, because right now I don't want a man in my life, my God, because the man doesn't deserve it. You know what I mean? I rather live alone. I don't use no dindo. I don't play with myself. I just relax myself and get myself occupied and been working all the time. Well, that's their life. That's what they choose to do. And yeah, for them, for me, it's okay for them because that's what they choose to do. But I don't give a damn with what they do. That's their life.
It's not good to do. It's not a good thing. You understand what I say? It's not good at all. Well, I'll talk to him that it's not good. I didn't send him to school to do that bad thing. I sent him to school to learn the education, make his mother feel proud, make himself feel proud at school. Okay?
You should know better than that. What is your solution to kids? Well, my solution to kids is teach them about God, teach them about God. Show them the Bible and things. But not, you can't bring gays and lesbian in school. You still need children to school to learn education, to take education. well, they'll go out of the way. Eh? Yeah, yeah. And the person that ever bring this up should jail him. He or she jail them.
It's kind of hard to find a solution because children nowadays, they're so stubborn. They are just a different breed that you don't even know how to handle. But if parents are strong enough, they could probably counsel them, talk to them properly. You have to know how you go, how easy you could go with them because they're so strange. I think parents could put together, not just one parent, but parents get together and give them counseling and talk to them. Some of them could melt. They will understand.
I don't think it's right, and I think that we should allow the kids to be more organized. They should get into groups and clubs and have an executive where they take care of them, doing workshops and whatever. Yeah. Yes. Well, that's where it should really start at the school. I'm for it.
Well, the solution. What is the solution? What is the solution? Like the time now is just like people don't really think about God anymore. Like the devil just take control of the world. Like nobody really interested of what's really good to be. Like when you do something good for somebody, they even surprised. Like we're not supposed to do good things for each other. Like the world's so corrupt now. Corruption taking over. Now we're not what that good or what that bad. Now it's what you choose to do. Because man sleeping with man, woman sleeping with woman, and everybody thinks that is okay if that is your choice. Where are you going from there? Nowhere.
Well, the solution is that the Catholic Church and other churches who believe in Jesus Christ, including the Rastafarian community, needs to come out and speak out against homosexuality, enforcing that within the church we have a problem right now where you have a lot of remuneration caused because of the homosexual crisis, the molestation of children, and we cannot separate homosexuality from child abuse because it was from what age a boy got a relationship with a boy and then decided that it's normal to have a boyfriend. That started because when you were a kid, some other man touch you and make you feel that it's okay to have a boyfriend and use a boy. Okay? Now, the church needs to come out and let the clergy know that if they do not speak out against homosexuality in conjunction with child abuse, which is where you find your sexual psychology starts up according to Sigmund Freud, then they would be considered in the Bible as the very cowards who would end up in the fire of summer, will end up burning in hellfire. Because if you're homosexual, if you're an adulterer, and your friend does not speak out against it, your friend is just as guilty. Who holds the light is as guilty. So everybody who's afraid to call a Batman is a supporter of it. All right? I'm not saying you should insult people. There are human rights, but then we have a future to protect. We have children to protect. And if I'm a scientist, if you culture a batch of cells and they are not doing what they were designed to do, you throw out that batch of cells. God made mankind to produce other human beings to occupy theologically the spaces in heaven or to enjoy the beauty that is of God's kingdom, right? One of the most beautiful things you could find is woman. Okay, so if we are not enjoying women, then we are misfunctioning as biological creatures that God has created. That's it.
Well, the problem starts from the home. That's the main problem, from home. That's it.
Well, this is a bit difficult because as far as I know, there is no law and the legislation of St. Lucia that could control someone's sexual preference or their lifestyle. So how do you control something like that? It's a bit difficult.
Well, I see that the username need more guidance, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Well, to be honest, I was quite unaware of it, but because homosexuality and lesbianism is so prevalent and everybody's gaining rights, maybe these young people see it fit to experiment a little bit sexually.
I have a serious problem that will affect their schoolwork, and parents have to look forward into it. That's the only thing I have about that. I have a problem if it's a serious problem. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because I'll not be pleased my children in that kind of situation. Oh dear. I think it has a lot to do with society. We have to try to help them. Help them to see if we can work out this through and come out of that situation. That's all.
I have no problem with it. Because some of the time I know myself, that's what I went through. Okay? It's not a problem. That's what I know.
Well, a lot of that derive from the type of family that you are resort to, that you grow around. A lot of them, sometimes they see their mother has a lot of girlfriends coming in more than boyfriends. They see the father have a lot of boyfriends more than girlfriends. So a lot of them think that it is like, it's a trend, it's a norm. So a lot of them just adapt what they say, because like they say, children live what they learn. So if they see it, and to them, in the sight of their eyes, it's like nothing wrong. But biblically, if a lot of them grow up in a, what I would say now, a religious type of neighborhood or family, then they would see. Because if you will stick to your Bible and remember Leviticus 20 verse 13, it is not norm. They need to read that. That's Leviticus 20 verse 13. A man is despised if you lay with another of your own kind. Just the Bible. Once they take it from the Bible, then they'll get the norm as the trend is. But a lot of people, as I said again, children live what they learn. So a lot of it have to start at home, because you know everything. It start. Children grow up, bend the tree from it young. When it old, you can't bend it again. You need a power saw that time for it. Yes.
It's okay for the school children, boys to rape girls. That's what I'm seeing. That's how I see it. I don't know that, but that's how I see it. Because if the poor boys had intention to bring that girl in the toilet and then to bar her mouth, tape her mouth, that they had all the intention of doing it, right? So they have right to pay for the penalty because they plan it. If they did not plan it, that would not happen. They plan it to do it. So they're showing yes, they look for counseling for the children. I don't say no, but at the same time, they're making the boys outside there feel that it's okay to rape a girl. That's how I said I'm mad about it.
Well, first of all, frankly speaking, we have to start with the way the children are brought up. It's not the parents bring them up, they're brought up by themselves. Your character is made within yourself, right? For children to change nowadays, all they need is respect, right? They need to have some kind of responsibility from young, right? Because from the days children goes to secondary school, that's where the disrespect begins, because they are given money in their hand without working for it, and they have no idea where it comes from. So for the young people of today, all we need is love, respect, right? And self-responsibility and conscience within ourselves. And the Almighty God is the number one. They have to pray every day. That's what we need from our children. That will change the whole world and make it a much better place for every one of us to live in.
I don't think there's really a solution to that. I mean, a lot of times we do not understand things. We need to understand our kids. A lot of time we blame them for a lot of things, but I don't think some of us have taken the time to really understand them.
I just leave them alone because it actually reflects on the upbringing. So I have no dealings with that. I concern about mine. Let me train up mine the way I know that's right.
I think they are very sickening. Yeah. This is a new lifestyle now with all of them.
What's your solution?
Well, my solution, God alone could solve it. Yeah, God alone could solve that solution.
That's it from the people. We're wrapping it up now. The home. That was the common thread in our responses today, and rightly so. You've heard the phrase, charity begins at home. So does discipline, manners, respect for your peers and your elders, sharing loyalty, patriotism, values, and education. What also begins at home is disrespect, lack of control and discipline, negative values, absence of morals, and total lack of respect for the laws of this country. Some may argue that children pick these things up when they go to school or are out with friends, or they're exposed to them via various media. But if you put an empty cup out in the rain, what do you expect? It will get filled with rainwater. But if you fill it with stones first and put it in the rain, they may get wet. Some water may get in there, but it's still filled with stones. Those stones are the solid values we must fill our children with from the home. They will get exposed to other cultures, activities, but these values will always be at their core. That's it for today. If you have something to say, we want to hear. Look out for the Choice TV crew for a chance to present your solution to the country. If you have a burning question you want us to ask the people, we can do that too. Send us an email with your hot burning issue at solution@choice39.tv. That's SOLUCIAN@choice39.tv. Join us again next week for more Solutions.
We are not a good thing, neither in life. But the thing is that the system are less behind because the big man and them are less behind. Ministers does lawyers, doctors, all the high folks are what you expect. The little ones will do the same thing. And that's what's going on because it's evil conception that in this world. Evil that control the earth because all the big man and them, all of them are evil. They in the all the high folks, lawyers, doctors, pastors, ministers, all of them are the same. So if they are the elder one, they are the controller. What you expect from the little ones? That is something that can never stop in life, sister. It can never stop because the high folks are evil. GCs, they have all the GCs, but what it lead them to? Evil. What is the society of evil? And all of them. I want to speak to Kenny Anthony because he's a man I really want to speak to. The high folks and them, doctors, lawyers, pastors, ministers, priests, all of them, sister. I'm a scientist myself because I use my heart and mind. But they don't use their heart. They only using their mind, and heart before mind is heart and mind, not mind and heart. Because without your heart you can't live. Without your mind you can live. So many people on the street no mind and they are alive. But who you ever see live in this world without a heart? And that is what? Because what they don't want for themselves, that is what they want for others. They don't want to suffer, but they want to see others suffer. You understand? That's what's going on. So many millionaires in St. Lucia, why we are there starving like this, sister. This can never stop, sister. This is a high spot thing, you know. Just like a girl, they can never stop a little girl from making her sex. They can never stop a girl and a little boy make her sex. The same way they can't stop two little boy make sex, two little girls make their army. They can't stop that in life. It's the family, the home people that have to give them training. It's from home they have to take the training. If they are gays in the school, they come from home with the gays. They're not in the school, they learn it. They come from the house, from their mother and their father. It's them that have to look after. It's not the teacher. The teacher is there to give them education. The teacher don't not there. After school, where the teacher be? At she home. The children on the street with their family. Look for their family. It's their family that have to take care of them. Be educated. Use their heart and their mind. That's what I want the people and them to do. What they don't want for themselves, don't want it for others.
Well, my solution is
bring back the hand.
So I just came home last week Monday and so much things happening. I work on a project. I just on vacation.
Not everyone that's in the prison that is guilty, but we have a university center criminal